Alright, hit start.
Hey guys, Adam O'Leary, President of Encite Branding, Marketing, Creative. Welcome to the first episode of Encite Live, our bi-weekly, bi-monthly, we don't know yet, live vlog, I guess. This talks everything branding, marketing, creative. With me is Sophie, our VP of Strategy. Today we're just going to talk a little bit about some of the current marketing.
What's going on in the world?
Yeah, marketing kind of things in the world and kind of chat a little bit about them, but that's how we're going to start.
Yeah.
Sophie, what's the subject you came up with?
So as I was ordering McDonald's this morning because I was a little hungover, I was reading an article about how the UK is banning all of their like junk food and fast food advertising for 6 weeks, and sort of just seeing what happens. And obviously, like, there's a lot of pushback because COVID's going on, and so for the advertising industry, that's bad news.
Okay, yeah.
But for like health officials and everything, they're very pumped about it. They're very excited about it, and it's sort of a surprise because Boris Johnson has been very like business focused and very like economy focused, and people are saying that since he got coronavirus, he's been like, oh, overweight people are more susceptible to this. I'm reevaluating my own personal health. I think this should be a priority. So there's like a lot of pushback from people who were like, wait, I thought you were in our corner as a business guy. Which is interesting also because, you know, right now, like, we're coming out with the Travis Scott meal at McDonald's, and, you know, like, advertising only ramps up during this time of year, and it's just a very, like, this is our world, this is their world, you know? Like, I can't imagine that decision being made in America.
It wouldn't happen, right?
Yeah,
like,
right.
there would be uproar, I suppose. But the purpose is while they're on lockdown, hopefully people make better decisions, get healthier.
Because I feel like there was, like, at the beginning of all of this, people were like, I'm going to get in shape, I'm going to cook more. And now we're
but
back
everybody
to
just drank more.
Right,
and,
right. And now we're like
chocolate.
back to the, no one's seeing me, so it doesn't matter, I'm going to gain all this weight during hibernation, basically. Yeah.
So what do you think? I mean, you think that that's a good move?
I mean, okay, I don't know if this is cheating, but I have numbers on my phone.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to pull that up. But it was crazy, like the number of, this is for children. It's like they don't want people under 16 to be seeing this when they go online, now that they're online more with the school and all of that being virtual. But yeah, the number was, 2/3 of English adults and 1/3 of English children are already overweight.
2/3 of adults?
Yeah.
That is like an enormous number.
Yeah. And children under 16 were last year alone exposed to 15 billion online junk food ads. So, like, I think that's a problem, but like the downside of this is that it's not like they're just saying, you know, McDonald's, your time, you don't have as much time to advertise. They're saying this to any food that is high in fat, salt, and sugar. So like avocados fall under that.
So you can't advertise avocados?
It's like any food that is above this certain level of fat, salt, or sugar. So people are saying like avocados fall under this, like jams, jellies, like household items that are hard to cut out of your diet, you know? So I think it's like a double-edged sword. It's like there's a middle ground. There's always a middle ground, and I feel like no one, you know, takes that. It's always like we're banning everything. Or
it's not like they're specifically saying McDonald's, we're banning you, or
it's any food that could be deemed
sustainable, right?
Yeah, right.
Well, that's interesting. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, but are people's eating habits going to change in the 4 weeks during lockdown? I mean, is there too much brand awareness already? It's already ingrained in their like thing to make any difference?
Yeah.
I mean, it would be different to me if you stopped advertising for all these things for 6 months, right? In a normal environment. I don't know how effective that would be.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't crave junk food when I see a commercial for it. I just know that it's an option. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Right. The whole thing is if I don't see McDonald's commercials, it's not that I'm not aware of McDonald's
Right.
and I'll go get McDonald's. It may remind me, I suppose. I mean, it's about
Maybe
brand
if you
awareness.
were like a child, though,
Fair.
you know.
Fair.
As a parent, how do you feel about that?
We try to stay away from that kind of stuff, but we don't do a whole lot of
Right.
fast food anyway. But you know, I know a lot of people do because I see the lines at McDonald's all the time, and I wonder to myself, just because it's not in my world doesn't mean it's
Right.
another audience.
Do you
as well,
think
right?
that Nevin is like aware of the Golden Arches and?
No, because we've never.
Okay.
We never go to McDonald's.
See, so like that statement makes me think maybe this will work. Because if it's for kids and they're like suddenly not seeing that, 16 and under, if you're like, oh, suddenly I'm no longer, this isn't part of my culture, basically, you know?
Well, I think it's a good thing as a whole to not kind of promote that
Yeah,
to
yeah.
children, but I would have a hard time as a marketer, as an ad agency.
I mean, that's a huge. Oh, shoot. Okay.
So I would have a hard time as a marketer, morally, like having McDonald's as a client because it's just bad for people, right? Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, a Big Mac is good, and a
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
sausage McMuffin with egg is
Oh,
the
yeah,
bomb,
yeah.
right? Like, and I eat that, but I eat that in moderation, right?
It's not like your diet.
And that's just me,
Yeah.
right? But there's a lot of people that are, I don't know what the obese rates are in the United States, but
I
they're
didn't
high.
even want to
But
look.
they're high.
Yeah, yeah.
And looking at McDonald's near our house, I mean, they're very busy. So people eat McDonald's quite a bit. So I have a moral dilemma that you're providing something to somebody that is wholeheartedly bad for them.
Right.
But there's a demand there, right?
Yeah.
So from a standpoint of this is a capitalist society, it is a free society, you can provide that to people. But is it as bad as providing I don't know, drugs or something,
Yeah,
right?
right,
That kind of
right.
thing. So I don't know. I have a
My
I
thing
have a
is
moral-
always like, I think, because, being like, it would be hard to work on a McDonald's account. It's like, yeah, but it's McDonald's,
Yeah.
I mean, it's
They're
like
iconic,
saying,
right.
yeah, it would be like working for a Nike or whatever. And so my thing is always like, I have a problem when the advertising isn't honest. Like, I mean, people go to McDonald's because they're craving something bad for them, they're feeling lazy, they're hungover, they're traveling. I mean, it's never like, you don't wake up in the morning and think like, I'm gonna go to McDonald's for dinner tonight. I think it's more of like you're here
Impulse
because
buy kind of thing, right? Like,
and
yeah.
I feel like you need to be like, it is what it is. Like, like you're here because a Big Mac is the only thing in the world that sounds
Yeah.
good right now, and like that's fine. But I really hate when they're like,